From Sheridan Memorial Field in Rutherford, New Jersey, the St. Mary Gales play the Secaucus Patriots.
Good afternoon and welcome to Secaucus. I'm Elijah Weintraub alongside Jack Rizzo. Tonight's a big matchup between the Secaucus Patriots and the St. Mary Gales, who both won their first round tournament game and both play tomorrow in the tournament. There's a lot more to come and a lot more at stake. St. Mary's has just finished their infield warm-ups, and as you see on your scoreboard or screen right now, we have a delayed start. Secaucus did arrive a little bit late today, so they are just beginning to practice now. They're going to get their infield warm-up soon, so expect another 10 minutes to start. We are going to pause here and go back to commercial, and we'll be back for the start of the game after infield warms. We'll provide all the information and ready for the start of the game. Today's starting pitcher for St. Mary's is number 31, Bradley Higgins. And, of course, we'll have the full line some more when we come back. Right now, the late start, waiting for Secaucus to take their infield warm-ups. We'll be back. Welcome back to St. Mary's High School Baseball here in Sheridan Field. Elijah Weintraub joined along, as always, by Jack Rizzo. And tonight's a huge matchup again. Both teams won their first round of the tournament. Gales have won against Dwight Englewood on Wednesday, 3-1 in the Bergen County tournament. Meanwhile, they had a win as well, Secaucus.
This is not a county game, though,
It's not a
FYI.
county game.
It's just a regular
It's a
season
regular
game.
But remember, the counties do count for the regular standings, so that is important to know that information as well. Secaucus won against someone. Weehawken 11-9. I'm looking at the Weehawken in the first round of the Hudson County tournament, round 1. The Gales won, I believe, 3-2. Wednesday, 3-2 versus Dwight Englewood. Isaac Young and Xavier Rana pitched that game. Almost ready for the start of today's game. We'll have more information that's along the way. And a huge update to know that Rutherford lost to Teaneck 3-0 on Wednesday. So Rutherford is out of the Bergen County tournament. And Teaneck will now play Ramsey 12 p.m. tomorrow. And St. Joe's will play St. Mary's 3 p.m. in Ramsey. And you can watch that game, of course, right here on the Basketball Zone channel, Search Sports TV, or Sharkbird Productions. So stay tuned for that information as well. Almost ready for the start of this game. Going over the ground rules now. Jack Rizzo will be joining me in just a moment. We're still waiting now for the Secaucus roster as well. We'll get that information to you as soon as it comes available to us. In the meantime, get ready for an exciting game of baseball to come. Jack joins me now in the broadcast booth. Hello,
Yeah, I had to go do something real quick. Yep, so
Jack, thank you.
Gales is getting ready for this one versus Secaucus. Gales beat Secaucus in Secaucus
Yes.
earlier this year. Bobby called that game. David Anderson hit a home run in that one. But today, the Gales...
And they won that game 10-2 on April 17th.
Yep. Brad Higgins takes the mound for the Gales today. Opposed by... Let's see. I can get it right here. Who's number 4 for Secaucus?
No name.
All right. Vesa. Find Vesa on there. Vesa. Or Vega.
Steven.
Vega. So it looks... So Steven Vega takes the mound for... Secaucus. Gales lineup. Yep, Gales lineup for this afternoon's game. A bit different. Tyler Giordano will lead off playing short. Josh Moreno moved up to the 2-hole. He's going to play first base. Usually right field is his home. Blaze Conti will DH today. Usually plays third. Kyle Watson dropped down to the cleanup spot. He'll be catching once again. Jason Rosado's been swinging a hot bat lately. Will be batting fifth and second. Jacob Herrera, who we saw come in third base to play third base last game. He'll play there again today, batting sixth. Jose Victoria moved up to the 7-hole. He'll play in right field. Matt DeGennaro in left field bats 8th. And Xavier Rana, the center fielder, will bat 9th. So that's the Gales lineup. We are still trying to get Secaucus. Actually, I'm going to see if I can get it right now. But again, so as you can see, the coaches are out talking about the dimensions here. Obviously, a little tricky. Nigel Archibald, of course, for the Gales.
But it's not North Ellington, so.
Who's the coach for Secaucus? What's his name?
That would be... Forgot to write it down. As you can tell, I worked on it for a long time yesterday. I forgot the most important part. NJ.com has it. It is Neil. This is goes out. Kowski. That's the name. Versus the Secaucus Patriots. Infield Warriors to get, of course, Bradley Higgins takes them out, as we've been mentioning since the top of the broadcast. The last game he broadcast was... Okay, we're going to pause here for a moment. We'll be back. happened?
Got the lineup for Secaucus.
We're off air because Bobby's trying to fix the problem that we had the other day.
All right. Well, if we.
We're back.
We're good?
But I have to move it.
All right. Here, move that. Actually, that out.
Okay, we're back on, folks. Please ignore the screen for just a moment. We are having some technical issues with our camera. We'll be getting that off your screen in just a moment. Kyle Watson visits Bradley Higgins as well as the rest of the infield crew for one final visit before start today's game. Number 14 will have the start for Secaucus. We'll have the name at the moment. 14.
4. That's what it says on here.
14. We'll have the start up bat first.
Oh, yep. Yep, that's the shortstop. Giovanni Pagan leads off for the Gales, opposed by Brad Higgins. And his first pitch of the game is high for ball 1, and we are underway from Rutherford.
Yeah, as Jack is writing down he's currently writing down Secaucus. Again, please ignore the screen for a moment as there's a strike there called there for a 1-1 count.
Yep. Higgins, of course, the opening day starter for the Gales. Won that game as that's cracked out to center, and then Iran will have a play on it, and that's the first out. So Brad Higgins gets his first out of the game. Higgins' last start came on Sunday in that Johnny Breaks Classic against Stony Brook Prep, of course, game that did not end up counting against Nora record or counties, states, anything. Just kind of a thing for fun.
And they lost 10-3 that game, so it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
But Brad only pitched 3 innings in that game, gave up 4 runs. Got to have a couple big jams though. But then Stony Brook unleashed the hounds in the 4th inning as they scored 6 and would not stop as the game ended after the 5th because of a time shortage. And that's high from Higgins 2-0.
2-0 is the count. The pitch again from Brad. Lee Higgins.
Strike.
It's going to be a strike there. 2-1. We're good? There's the brightness, I think, might need to adjust. Next pitch is going to be
Strike.
strike
2.
2-2 count.
Just to say real quick, I'm sorry because there are a lot of long names on this lineup for Secaucus. So if I mispronounce any of them, I do apologize.
Time is called by the umpire and the pitcher. And the player, sorry.
Umpire can't call time. So Higgins has a 2-2 count on the first baseman, Joseph Lesner. And he flies one down the left field line, and that will go out of play as DeGennaro gave a good ride at that, but ends up going foul. Umpire, very enthusiastic call there.
Looks like DeGennaro went right into the board. Kind of like what Dwight Angle had the other day. Right into the right field line. It hurt. You know it hurt because he stopped the game for a little bit. Ooh. Rough it to happen to Dwight Angle the other game. So now it's a 2-2 count still. Remains Bradley Higgins resetting now, trying to get ready for another important pitch here. Another throw here, rather. It was hot when we got here, but now it's getting windy.
So Higgins has a 2-2 count on Joseph Lesner, and he takes down and away. It's ball 3. Down and in, excuse me. I'm going to read the lineup to you for the visiting Secaucus Patriots in just a second. We have two groups. We have four players in this lineup, would split between two last names. So, let's read you the lineup. Giovanni Pagan is at short. He's leading off. Joseph Lefser, the batter up now, batting second. He's at first. And that's flat out to center. Arana's right there. And X makes the grab for the second out. So Brad Higgins, 2 fly outs to center start off. Go through the rest of the lineup. Steven Vega bats third. He is at third base. Zach Michalkovich is going to bat fourth, or clean up, and he is at second. Daniel Pantoliano is batting fifth in left field. Dean Costantino is batting sixth, and he is catching. We're missing a player on this roster, and it unfortunately happens to be the starting pitcher. We're missing the name of the starting pitcher on this roster. B. Vega.
Vega, Steven.
No, B. There's 2 Vegas on this team. You're missing one. B. S. Vega is third. B. Vega is pitching. There's only an S. Vega on there. So now 2 out, nobody on.
There's no Vasquez?
And that's line into left field, a base hit as Giordano couldn't make the grab.
Sorry about that.
As Steven Vega has a base hit to left, and the Patriots will keep the inning alive. For their cleanup hitter, Zach Michalkovich. 14-6 St. Mary's versus 10-6 Secaucus. Just to point to you how good the Gales have been this year, their 6 losses have been to Don Bosco, St. Joe's, DePaul, Rutherford, Milburn, and Cranford. Yes. Yep.
Powerhouse schools. But listen, regardless of that, they still lead number 1 in the power points, and they have a 449 power point from what NJ.com said yesterday, and right behind them, St. Thomas Aquinas, but they're 339. So you got to give St. Mary's credit, although they're they have 6 losses and they are to powerhouse schools. Their PowerPoint numbers are incredible and huge, and that is always key in the official there. And of course, you got to give them credit as well. They're first in the national division. The Rutherford comes off of a loss to Teaneck in round 1 of the tournament for Bergen County. That was a shocker there, which we thought they would at least head to the second round, knowing how good of a powerhouse school they were. So that is a very, again, another shocker there too. So they got to be very proud of where they are right now, and hopefully they can carry this positive attitude going into the playoffs in just about a matter of 2 weeks.
Ball there from Higgins, 1-0. Zach Michalkovich, if I'm saying that right, is the cleanup hitter. He is at second base today. Okay, we do not have the name of the starting pitcher for Secaucus, so we'll just have to get through the game with that. His stuff will tell the story, though, not his name, and that's a ball 2-0.
I like those jerseys, though, from what Secaucus has. They're like almost like the Yankees-Phillies style jerseys for their home, and has a name in the back. It's very nice.
Pinstripes, as you call them. Yes, I do like the pinstripes. The Mets have them too. Not many teams these days have the pinstripe. The Cubs and White Sox in Chicago both wear the pinstripes. I think it gives them a classic feel, though.
Yeah.
So Higgins has fallen behind 3-0, and that's in there for a strike, 3-1. And Michalkovich thought it was ball 4. Again, a very warm day here in Rutherford. Temperature around 87 degrees. Bit of wind blowing in here. And a pickoff try, and it's dropped by the first baseman, Reno, and it goes into shallow right field. Vega didn't realize it at first, but now he does. With the ball rolling into no man's land, he's able to advance to second. Well, Josh Marino is an inexperienced player at first base and could not make the play there on the pickoff try from Higgins. So now a runner in scoring position early here for Secaucus.
Oh, yeah.
Not as big of a crowd today for St. Mary's as we got on Wednesday. Maybe because of what. And now we're going to get a visit here as Kyle Watson and Tyler Giordano will both come in for a quick visit with Brad Higgins. And now he'll come back. So again, he's falling behind 3-1 here to Michalkovich. Gales have not had a lot of offense in their last three. The Gales have not had a lot of offense in their last 3 games. And that's head into the left field. DeGennaro should have it, calling everybody off, and that retires the side. So Higgins works around a 2-out base hit. Scoreless going to the bottom of the first. For the bottom of the first here at Sheridan. Tyler Giordano, St. Peter's commit, will lead off in the bottom of the first. Ty went 1 for 3 yesterday. Ty's been red hot over this last week. Was Conference Player of the Week last week. After he had been cold for a while, but then started to heat it up. Ty, the leadoff guy, showing exactly what he's capable of in this leadoff position, as he opposes B Vega. We're not sure what the name of the first name of this pitcher is for Secaucus, but his first pitch of the game is a ball 1-0.
What's the number?
4.
So it should be. Actually, I don't even know.
And Ty lines one into right center field. That's down for a base, and that's going to go in the gap. It's going to roll all the way up in the alley. Giordano on his way to second. He's going to get at least 3 out of this, and he will make it there safely. So a leadoff triple for Tyler Giordano. While Ty continues his hot streak, that's the second triple of the week. And the Gales get a leadoff base runner at third for Josh Moreno.
He's tied the leadoff guy for a reason. Like, he always dominates every time. He always
Sets the table.
Yeah,
that's what the leadoff guys do.
For the past few games already straight, he's gone either to first, second, or third. And it's incredible what he's done, and well-deserved player, and
St. Peter's commit. Josh Moreno in the 2-hole today, playing at first. Fouls one off, nothing in one. Josh made an error at first base in the first on a pickoff try from Higgins. Let the ball get by him, rolled into no man's land, allowed Steven Vega to go to second, but it ended up costing the Gales nothing. Fortunately, as that's a ball 1-1. And James Gregg, our broadcast partner, is going to go find that ball that Josh hit.
You're a senior. Where are you getting the ball for?
And Josh hits one out to left. That'll get the run in. And he makes the catch. Tagging at third is Giordano, and Ty will come in to score. And the Gales take an early 1-0 lead. So Josh Moreno gets the job done with the sacrifice fly. Hang on. Hold up. Put that.
What did you say? He's always been.
Nice catch made there by number 12, Daniel Pantoliano, for the first out. So now the base is empty. Gales lead 1-0 for Blaze Conti. Blaze is DHing today.
He was just said Ben? Marino. They moved him to fourth.
Yeah, I said that. And Blaze hits one out to deep left field. That goes at the wall, and it's going to be up against the base of the wall.
That should be enough.
Conti on his way to, nope, it'll be a double. Conti will pull in at second. He's got a double, and now the ball gets away, and he'll have to pull in there.
Off to a great start.
So second extra base hit in the first three batters for Gills.
Number 9, Kyle Watson.
So Kyle Watson, the catcher, moved down to the cleanup spot today. Usually the power spot. See what Kyle can do here. He's got a Conti at second with one out. Gales already have a 1-0 lead for Brad Higgins. In a very hot day here in Rutherford.
Jack, you gotta pause.
All right, so Kyle Watson bats cleanup. Usually bats second, but they're batting him fourth today.
2 updates I'll give real quick. We're not at center field today. It was just me and Jack when we arrived, and then so we're now behind home plate. We should be back sometime next week. Maybe not, depending on how everything goes, because it is near the end of the week.
And Kyle pops one up foul. See if the first baseman has a play right near the line. It'll go into the fans. They didn't even flinch on that one. They just took the whole feeling of that foul ball. So it's
Also,
a 1-1 count now.
The Gales are now playing infield warm-up song, batter walk-up songs. So when that does occur, we will need to pause for copyright reasons.
Yes.
We will. So
Thanks,
when they do play
YouTube.
it, we are going to pause the audio when they do play it. So
2-1 to Watson and a step off there from Vega, but no throw, so it's just a disengagement. We saw Isaac Young block last game against Dwight Englewood that brought in a run, and Kyle grounds one past the pitcher right to the second baseman, and he makes the play for the second now. And as Conti goes over to third, so now 2 outs in the inning for Jason Rosado.
It's gonna be crucial here. They need to get a run in here to when you have the opportunity and advantage. Oh.
All right, so Jason Rosado had a hot bat lately. Drove in all 3 runs for the Gales last game with a double to left field. That ended up being those 3 runs would be the only runs the Gales would score all game. But Isaac Young held the fort down, gave up 2 runs, bended but didn't break as he went 6 2/3, and they had Xavier Rana coming to get the final out. And that's in the dirt, and it's 2-0 as it goes to the backstop. But the runner will not come home.
And we'll have more schedule updates and more information throughout the broadcast. And we'll talk more about the Bergen County tournament, which St. Mary's is part of, as they enter the second round versus St. Joe's tomorrow. We'll have information when the time comes. So just stay tuned for that.
So ball 3 now to Rosado. So 3-0 now to Rosado with Jacob Herrera waiting on deck. And Jason takes a 4-pitch walk. So that'll put runners on the corners with 2 outs for the third baseman, Jacob Herrera.
Jacob Herrera. Sometimes you gotta close the door.
Welcome
All right.
back.
Yep. You don't have to say welcome back.
Oh.
It's like 10 seconds. And Jake shows button and lays off, takes a ball as Rosado dancing off first. Jason was almost halfway to second, and they just let him go back safely. So interesting decision there as we get a bit of a wind gust here.
It was nice enough.
Jacob Herrera had the double yesterday in the 7th, which moved Rosado over third. He would score the winning run on Tuesday versus Lyndhurst, and then would score the winning run on a sacrifice bunt from Matt DeGennaro. One of the signature wins for the Gales this year. And Jake fouls, hits one down the right field line. Will that be playable? And nope, it'll go foul. As the umpire again makes a very enthusiastic call. So it's 1-2 now to Jacob Herrera. Jacob number 0 for the Gales. I always think it's cool when you see a player wear number 0. You don't see that a lot. The NFL just started allowing players this year to wear 0. A couple players were 0 in baseball, such as Adam Ottavino, reliever for the Mets, and that's in their strike 3 calls, and Herrera was frozen pizza. So that's the third out of the inning. First strikeout for Vega, but the Gales scored 1 on a sacrifice fly from Josh Moreno, and it's 1-0 going to the top of the second. Back for the top of the second, Brad Higgins back to the mound for the Gales. Pitched a 1-2-3. Nope, not a 1-2-3, but did not give up any runs in the first. And so again, I'm not sure who's leading off, and that's because Eli over here has stolen my clipboard. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's gonna read off the county standings for.
No. Now today, I don't want to get.
All right, it's a Daniel Pantoliano to lead off in the top of the second. All right. That's foul.
Just step that back on.
Foul back.
Foul ball.
Nothing in 1.
I gotta get a third clipboard. All right. Another foul ball there. 0-2. So St. Mary's, as we mentioned, is in the National Division. They're 14-6, followed by Rutherford, who's 13-8. They come off of a loss versus Teaneck, 3-0, in the Bergen County tournament, which eliminates them from the tournament. Teaneck will now play Ramsey. The winner of the St. Mary versus St. Joe's game, which is at St. Joe's 3 p.m. tomorrow, will play the Teaneck, either Teaneck or Ramsey. That game is happening at 12 p.m. at Ramsey, so stay tuned for that. St. Mary's you'll have coverage of with if you're watching from any of the 3 channels you're currently watching on. And the next game for the tournament will be Saturday, May 20th. There's a bigger bracket to come. Here are other important information you want to know from about the tournament. Ridgewood will play Pascack Valley at Don Bosco Prep at 11 in the morning. Pascack Hills will play Don Bosco at 2 p.m. Everything's all Saturday, by the way. At Woodridge will be Bergen Catholic #1 versus 16 Woodridge. So although Bergen Catholic has the higher seed, they're playing at Woodridge, which is pretty interesting to see there. Bergenfield #9 is taking on #8 Ramapo at Lyndhurst at 11 in the morning. And at 3 p.m. Woodridge will host the Glen Rock versus Westwood. Glenwood is at #5, Westwood at #12, excuse me. Hackensack #20 will take on #4 Old Tappan at 2 p.m. At Lyndhurst, as there's a walk there. And yeah.
As Pantoliano gets on with a leadoff walk. So Higgins had him ahead in a count 0-2, but then lost him to a walk. And that'll bring up the number 6 hitter, the catcher, Dean Costantino. So leadoff base runner here for Secaucus, trying to get back the run the Gales got in the first on a sac fly from Josh Moreno. And the curveball grounded to short. This could be 2. Giordano to Rosado back to first, and it's not in time. So it'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice for the first out of the inning. Nicely done there by Giordano for the first out. And that'll bring up the pitcher, B. Vega. Because, again, we do not know what his first name is because he's not on the roster. And funny enough, he's the starting pitcher in this game.
Okay, so here are your top leaders currently for Secaucus in hits. It's Steven Vega with 20 hits. Steven Vega with 1 home run as well. And 19 RBIs. Meanwhile, Gravin Pagan with 15 runs and 16 strikeouts is for Dean Sosa. So those are your leaders there. Meanwhile, of course, as we mentioned, the power rankings, St. Mary's leads the power rankings with their 14-6 record with a .7.
Pickoff try, and they did not get him. That was close.
Yes, it was.
As Pantoliano gets back safely. Or no, excuse me, that's Constantino.
Yeah, St. Mary's has a .700% percentage and a
pickoff
4.9
try,
outright.
and no tag is in there by Josh, so he gets back again safely. Nice showing here today from the Gales crowd, especially on a hot day.
Yes.
Not as
And on the Gales volleyball boys senior night.
not as crowded as yesterday. Yes, as Eli mentioned, today's senior night for the boys volleyball team here at SM, and that's a ball 2-0. So he can struggle a little bit with his control here early on in this game.
Not too far back in the power points for the St. Mary's for non-public B, as we mentioned.
Pick off again and gets back safely.
St. Thomas Aquinas with a 13-5 record has a .722% with a 390 power points. So they're not too far behind, but they're only quite in the power points yet. Of course, they don't have too many powerhouse schools left. We'll have more schedule information at the top of the third. And I'll remind everyone at home more information throughout the broadcast as there's a 3-0 count. Jack?
Yep. Thank you, Eli, for all that. So again, Brad falls behind here 3-0 to Vega. A pickoff try again, and he cannot get back safely. I don't think you're going to see him running here on a 3-0 count. We'll just have to see. But so Higgins trying to get his command down, and he cannot. 4-pitch walk there to Vega. That's the second walk of the inning for Higgins. And Secaucus has 2 runners on with 1 out for the other Alex Constantino. So Alex Constantino will be 8th. Kyle Watson goes out for a visit with Higgins.
And Giordano.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Can't forget Ty DeLeo.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the catcher, though, is the one who's the pitcher's actually throwing to, though.
Yes.
So. But we'll see what happens here with Higgins. He will face Alex Constantino, the number 8 hitter, out in right field. Runners on first and second for Secaucus. Higgins has issued 2 walks this inning, and he'll step off, so it'll be a disengagement. The last 2 games have gone by extremely quickly. Both games have lasted about an hour and 40 minutes each.
Yes,
This game,
lucky, but now this one, I don't know.
This game's already feel like it's lasted about a half hour, and we're only in the top of the second. So
It is.
there's a strike, 0-1. Good pitch by Higgins, fastball. Well, we've seen Brad all year working on that curveball. We've seen, early in the season was struggling to throw it for strikes. I don't think we haven't seen his good curveball yet. But once he gets to that curveball, though, it's pretty nasty. So he's ahead in the count 0-1.
Some other St. Mary's sport games are happening.
Check swing, and he goes
now.
around, and it's 0-2.
Other St. Mary's games are happening right now, but there is no live stream link to it. St. Mary's boys volleyball senior night is happening right now at Felician University, and the girls softball team is happening at Memorial Field, Diamond number 6 in Rutherford, New Jersey. They're taking on Secaucus as well. And the St. Mary's JV team, they're not in Secaucus. They're actually in North Arlington today. So hopefully they'll be back for a quick last-minute interview as we did on the walk-off win when they played
Lyndhurst.
There you go.
Well, you have to be more specific. Like, you said the JV team because there's JV
St.
volley.
Mary
There's
baseball
JV.
JV team.
There's a St. Mary There's a volleyball JV team too.
I'm sorry.
So Higgins ahead in the count 0-2 here on Constantino, and it's in there. Strike 3 called, and he knew it. That's the first strikeout of the game for Higgins as he gets Constantino looking for the first out, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Vincent Polio, the center fielder. So still runners on first and second, but now 2 outs. Gales got 1 home in the first on a sacrifice fly from Josh Moreno. They're looking to do the same here. And that's a strike, 0-1. So Higgins now starting to get his command down. And that's a strike, and it's 0-2. A late strike call there by the umpire. So Higgins now strike away from getting out of the inning. Runners on first and second, still 2 outs. Vincent Polio, the center fielder. And that's foul back. Curveball there from Higgins. That's the first one I think that's the first curveball we've seen from Higgins. It's been mostly fastballs and sliders in this game. Higgins trying to get Polio here. Still in the 0-2 count. Runners on first and second. And that's foul back. Another good cut by Polio. And a step off there by Higgins. It'll be a disengagement. Higgins still has Polio in the count 0-2. And he lines one over second, and that'll be caught by Victorio, and that retires the side. So 2 scoreless innings for Higgins as he works around a couple of base runners. 1-0 Gales going to the bottom of the second. Back for the bottom of the second, Jose Victorio will lead off against Vega, B. Vega, the pitcher for Secaucus.
And we do have an
Jose
update.
takes the ball 1-0.
We do have an update. The St. Mary's boys volleyball team did win today's game. We don't know how many sets they did get the win in, but they did win today's game. So congratulations to the boys volleyball team, and especially to the seniors. Great job to them. And
it hits Victorio, and that'll send him down to first.
Baseball team for St. Mary's.
So now you got great speed on first with Jose Victorio as he gets hit by the pitch for the king of infield hits himself, Matthew DeGennaro, who batting 8th back in left field after DHing the last couple of days. And Matt takes a strike, 0-1, and a throw down to first as the catcher, Costantino tried to throw him out there. And a pickoff try there, Victorio. It makes sense that they're doing this. Jose's got great speed. Usually comes in for pinch running situations, but he's been in the lineup the last couple of days. And there he goes, and a high fly ball to left by DeGennaro. Left fielder was playing deep, and it's going to land for a base hit. Victoria will pull in at second, so it's a bloop single for Matthew DeGennaro. The left fielder for Secaucus, Pantoliano, was playing really far back. DeGennaro hit that in the right spot as it went into no man's land. And Gales. It's third hit for Gales. That brings up Xavier Ron, who drops down a bunt, and it will roll up the line, and it'll go foul. Oh, that would have been a perfect bunt if that had stayed fair.
But it wouldn't do good for the third baseman.
So the runners will have to come back. So the 7 and 8 hitters have both gotten on here to begin the bottom of the second. Xavier got the sacrifice fly to bring the tying run in the win over Lyndhurst, and got the final out in the game versus Dwight Englewood as he struck out, and he drops down a perfect bunt, and Vega holds. Now will have to go to first just in time to get a runner for the first out. Well, that was not a smart move by the pitcher Vega, as he should have known that he didn't have a play at either third nor second with the speed on the bases, and he just barely got a runner for the first out. So it'll go down as a sacrifice bunt as it successfully moves the runners and to second and third with one out for Ty, the leadoff guy, Tyler Giordano.
Who had a triple rather in the first, and let's see what he could do here. Another triple will be great. A home run will be great here. Let's get some runs in as you got runners in second and third.
Yep. Sacrifice fly would be good too, or ground ball, because Secaucus will keep their infield back. Still can see the run on the ground ball. See some Little League action in the back as they are running the bases. And Ty pops one up on the infield. Second baseman has a play on it. And the catch is made by Michalkovich for the second out. So Giordano not able to bring a run in there with a pop fly to second. So it'll be up to Josh Marino to get these 2 runs in. Not even close, Eli. That's on the infield. Absolutely not. No, that's way too close. You got to be pretty good amount left field to get that run in. Yeah. So it'll be up to Josh Marino to get these 2 runs in. Josh drove in the first run of this game with a sacrifice fly. Had a home run this year in the game against Weehawken, and did that hit him? He hit the knob, and now here comes Victoria to the plate, and he will score.
No, dead ball.
And will the run count? It will not. So, I think it hit the knob. It looks like it hit the. Oh no, it hit him. It hit him and then hit the.
So loads of bases.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's gonna so hit batsman. So that automatically puts the ball out of play. So now that'll load the bases for Blaze Conti. It took a while there to see if he got hit by the pitch because the umpire got hit too, and now we'll see a mound visit for the pitcher Vega. So Marino is on for the second time. Or excuse me, he's not. Sacrifice fly hit by pitch.
Now batting. 55. Blaze Conti.
Really country, but not country.
Blaze Conti will bat
Song choice.
here. Blaze doubled to left his first time up. He's got the bases loaded with 2 outs. Big at bat here for Vega. And Blaze bloops one into shallow right field, and that'll go out of play. I don't really know if it's necessary for the umpire to call a foul ball there, but he did anyways. So that'll send all the runners back. So now with 2 outs, the runners will all be in motion if the ball is put in play. Now with 2 outs, the Gales could drop the Patriots could drop their infield back. And Blaze takes high 1-1. Conti is going to start tomorrow against St. Joe's in the county tournament. We saw him start Monday versus Cranford. Pitched really well, but ended up taking the loss. And that's grounded foul off the Gales dugout, and it's 1-2. Kyle Watson waits on deck. Conti bounces that curveball foul.
At least they got none against
Very warm day here in Rutherford. Temperatures in the high 80s. So still 1-2 to Conti with the bases loaded. And Blaze lines one into center field, and that's gonna it's gonna be caught. What a grab by the center fielder, Polio, to retire to side. So a rocket there by Conti, but it's right to the center fielder. Gales can't score any runs. Still 1-0 going to the top of the third. Back for the top of the third here in Rutherford. Brad Higgins, 2 scoreless so far. Back to the top of the order for Secaucus. It'll be Giovanni Pagan, who flied out to center his first time up. Shortstop.
So we announced power rankings. We announced the other information. Now time for the schedule. We'll watch the first pitch, and the schedule will be announced for both teams for the upcoming remainder of these games. So as the pitch is thrown out, let's remind you the upcoming St. Mary games. Tomorrow, the Bergen County Tournament Round 2 is at St. Joseph Montville at 3 p.m.
And that's drilled
Another
down the
foul.
line. That'll go foul. That was a rocket off the bat of Pagan, but it goes foul.
And then Monday, they're home versus Waldwick, 4 p.m. That might be a way we'll have to double check on with the coach Nigel Archibald about what the correct game is going to be. If it's a home or away, we'll find out very soon. That is at Waldwick, 4 p.m. Tuesday the 16th, they're away at Rutherford at 4 p.m. We'll both have the call for that one because that is nearby at Memorial Field. Friday, they're home versus Paramus for senior night at 4:15 p.m., weather permitting, of course, for all of these games. And Saturday, 5:20, they're away at Leonia, 1:30 p.m. That is also scheduled for the round 3 of the tournament. So if St. Mary's is
Oh.
for the round 3 of the tournament, and there is a possibility that that Leonia game might be possibly moved to even earlier of possibly Thursday. Coach Nigel Archibald is trying to figure out and work some adjustments there. We'll have updates, information when that comes available for us. That's all available on NJ.com, all that information. As the first out is given up for Bradley Higgins and Secaucus.
That's a ball 1-0. Well, that was a nasty curveball from Higgins
Yes.
to get Pagan, looking at that. That was Brad's second strikeout.
And
Now facing Joseph Loesner, who flied out to center his first time up.
and upcoming Secaucus games. This Saturday, they're playing the Hudson County Tournament Round 2 at Hoboken at 1 p.m. Thursday, the 18th, they're home for their final game versus Weehawken at 4:30 p.m. So if you're interested in finding out more about Secaucus, that's in one of those games. Those are your schedule updates, and Jack can take it over the rest of the inning. And I'll give my thoughts.
And that comes inside and did not hit him, so it's now a 3-1 count to Higgins. Brad struggled with control a little bit in this game. He's walked a couple. It's been a bit of an issue for him in the past, but he's been much better at it this season. And there's a strike, and it's a full count. So now full count. See if Brad goes to the curveball here. He has gone to the curveball quite a bit these last few games, as time is called. I don't really know what this umpire is doing. Is we get a visitor to the table, and the curveball in there, strike 3 called. I called it. Brad went right back to the curveball on 3 and 2. So back-to-back strikeouts for Higgins, including 3 of his last 4 batters. Third strikeout for Higgins. 2 outs now in the third. So now 2 on, nobody on, and that'll bring up Steven Vega, the third baseman. He had a base hit to left his first time up, and he check swing. He goes around on the slider, 0-1. And he bounces that one in the dirt, 1-1. Bradley, of course, started opening day for the Gales this year against Woodridge, won that game. Woodridge, though, they have play as a check swing there, and did he go around? I don't know. He swung the bat. 2-1. Okay, so he did not go. And the Gales bench saying that was a swing. I thought for sure that was a swing, but the umpire did not call it. That's bounced, and it's 3-1. Well, Higgins has given up at least 1 base runner in each of the first 2. Gave up a base hit to Steven Vega in the first, then walked 2 batters in the second. Bud has gotten out of the inning. He's gotten 4 fly ball outs, 2 to left field, 2 to center field, and he struck out 3. Falls behind in the count here, though, 3-1. And the curveball misses for ball 4, so Vega's on for the second time as he walks. And the Patriots will keep the inning alive for Zach Secaucus, the second baseman who flied out to left his first time up. So Higgins once again working from the stretch now. Vega getting a pretty good lead off first, and Brad will disengage. And that's hit out to deep left field. DeGennaro going back to the warning track at the wall. It's out of no, it's in play. Heading for third is Vega. He'll make it safely. And into second base. Oh, they tagged him out at third.
They got him out.
How about that?
That's a third out.
What a throw by the left fielder, DeGennaro, to get Vega at third.
We'll be back.
How about that? So it's going to go down as a double for Secaucus, and then the batter gets thrown out of third, and the Patriots do not score. Wow.
You're on.
Back for the bottom of the third here in Rutherford. Kyle Watson, the catcher, will lead off here in the inning. And he swings and misses at that high, breaking ball, 0-1. Kyle's been struggling a little bit lately. Watson, he grounded out to second his first time up. It's been a bit of a slump lately. But he grounds one to short, and a tough hop there, but it's grabbed by Pagan, and Watson is thrown out for the first out. So 1 out, nobody on for the Gales here in the third.
Oh, that's right.
You don't bother now.
Now,
So Jason Rosado. Jason's been hot lately. Walked his first time up. Had a 3-run double in the game Wednesday versus Dwight Englewood. Got the leadoff hit in the 7th inning rally on Tuesday versus Lyndhurst. He had been struggling before that point, but now he has gotten extremely hot. And he takes a ball 2-0. Awkward position there for Rosado. Jason started the year playing short, but he has now pretty much become the full-time second baseman. He's been even better defensively over there as he chops one to third. That's a fair ball. And it's off the bag, and he'll be safe at first. I thought the ball hit his foot. I'm surprised they let that play out.
Number 0, Jacob.
So, that's an infield hit for Rosado. That ball took such a weird bounce. Now, a pickoff try, and Jason gets back safely. I thought for sure that ball hit his foot because it took a really weird bounce down the third base line. But third baseman had enough time and made a bad throw, and Rosado ended up being safe at first. So now Jacob Herrera, and there goes Rosado, and it's pulled over the bag. That's a fair ball. It'll go down line all the way into the corner. Rosado on his way to third. He'll be held up there. And into second with a double is Jacob Herrera. So the Gales now have runners at second and third with 1 out. Well, the same scenario as that 7th inning rally against Lyndhurst. The leadoff single by Rosado and then a double by Herrera. So that'll bring up Jose Victorio now with 2 in scoring position with 1 out. And Secaucus is going to, I think, all right, they're going to keep their infield back. The third baseman, the corner infielders are going to play, but the middle infielders are going to play back. So grab ball to a middle infielder, we're bringing a run. And Jose takes one in the dirt, ball 1. Gales now have 4 hits in this game. 5 hits, excuse me, and 3 of them are for extra bases. They have 2 doubles and 1 triple. And Jose fouls that one back, 1-1. Nice showing today for the Gales. Lyndhurst as well. Secaucus as well. Pretty good showing as well. Of course, these two teams play back on April 17th. Gales won 10-2. David Anderson had a home run in that one. Rare at bat you see there. David mainly just sticks to pitching, but sometimes they stick him in center or somewhere in the outfield. As Brad Higgins enters out of the dugout or the clubhouse. Excuse me. And Jose tries to drop down a bunt. And he cannot lay off, and it's 1-2, or 2-2, excuse me. So Jose tried there for the safety squeeze. So now Victorio on the count 2-2, and he takes outside, and it's ball 3. Catcher tried to fair, but that was nowhere close to the strike zone. So now it'll be a 3-ball count. Victorio got hit by a pitch his first time up. Gales have been hit by 2 pitches already in this game. And that's ball 4. So
wow.
Terrific at bat there for Victorio. That's the first walk of the game for the Gales. Okay. So now the king of infield hits, Matt Dejan. So Matt DeGennaro, bases loaded, 1 out.
And
Matty had a base hit his
shout-out,
first time up.
As always, to the Hill Creatures on the left-hand corner.
Left field loungers.
Left field loungers, as Jack calls it. They're watching the game from a different perspective and different view. Great vantage point.
Yep.
Always a shout-out to them as well.
And a wave and a miss there by DeGennaro, and it's 1-1. Matt had a pop fly single his first time up.
He had the walk-off win on
Tuesday. Yep.
Against Lyndhurst, and that saved the game after being down 1-0 the entire game.
And Matt fouls that one back, and it's 1-2. with Xavier Arana on deck. So now DeGennaro down in the count 1 and 2. Bases loaded as Vega finds some trouble here in the third. And DeGennaro lines one over short. Base hit. That'll bring in Rosado. Everybody else will move up a base. So it's an RBI single for Matt DeGennaro. And the Gills get another run in. It's 2-0 Gills as DeGennaro is 2 for 2. So a good piece of hitting there by Matt DeGennaro. Well, he's the king of infield hits, but nothing was cheap about that one, as that was a bullet into left center. Xavier Arana, the number 9 hitter. And he lines one into right field for a base hit. That'll bring in Herrera. Victorio to third. He's going to be held up there. So it's an RBI single for Xavier Arana. And the Gills now lead 3-0. And the base is still loaded.
St. Mary's. They've done an incredible job hitting it off for base hits off to either the right or the left. They've done a great job.
Ty, the leadoff guy.
He said it? Oh, wow. Already back to the top of the order. We'll pause. Ty, the leadoff guy, at bat now with his number score, 3-0. And runners at second and third. Bases loaded, rather.
And he swings first pitch. It's a fly ball to left. That should get the run in. Coming in as left fielder to make the catch. Tagging at third is Victorio. He'll come in to score. So it's a sacrifice fly for Tyler Giordano. That's his first run driven in, and it's 4-0 Gales. So Ty gets the job done with that sacrifice fly. I want to talk about Ty, obviously Gray's player, but I want to talk about him as a person for just a minute. Just to really, I'm around him a lot. Just a real...
Number Joshua Moreno.
Welcome back,
I was saying I want to talk about Ty as a person for a second. Just incredibly nice and humble kid, great captain, always motivating the team, always trying to make the players around him better. St. Peter's got a good one, and we wish him all the best. When he goes there, Josh drills one foul, and that does not go into the yard. So we'll see if somebody from St. Mary's goes down to chase that one. Let's see who gets assigned the job this time.
Oh, and the St. Mary's volleyball team won in 2 sets today.
Nice.
It's a great job by them.
Yep, volleyball team. So Josh in the 2-hole, he has had a sacrifice fly and a hit by pitch, so not an official at bat. And a pickoff try to second. DeGennaro gets back safely. Not a smart move there by the pitcher, because he could have thrown that into center field. And Josh pulls one through the hole. That'll go through for a base hit. DeGennaro around third. Nope, he'll be held at third. So it's a base hit for Josh Moreno.
Yeah.
Number 55. Blaze Conte.
All right, Blaze Conti bats with the bases loaded. Gales have 3 home here in the third. They'd love to get some more here. Blaze is 1 for 2. He's doubled, then he's flied out to center. And he swings and misses. Big swing there. That was his home run swing. 0-1. Of course, Blaze, one of the candidates for top sophomore position player in the state of New Jersey.
I believe the vote is still open. It's on NJ.com.
Yep, so make sure you go vote for Blaze Conti. And he fouls one off, and it's quickly 0-2. So now Vega has a path out of the inning. DeGennaro at third, Arana at second, Moreno at first with 2 outs. Gales have 3 home in the inning. They've got an RBI singles from Matt DeGennaro and Xavier Arana, and a sacrifice fly from Tyler Giordano. And Conti grounds one towards the hole, and it goes through for a base hit. That should bring in 2. DeGennaro's in to score. Arana right behind him. Heading to third is Moreno, and he is safe. So it's a 2-run single for Blaze Conti, and the Gills now lead 6-0 here in the bottom of the third. And Blaze now is 2 for 2. Oh, he got to second. Wait, did he go to second, or did he just go to second when the throw went to third?
It's a single and advance.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And led off this inning with a ground out to short. So the Gales have now batted around here in the bottom of the third, and Kyle fouls one off, 0-1. Kyle has a chance of driving 2 more here, looking to break through his slump. He has grounded out to He's grounded out to both middle infielders in this game.
UPS played right above.
Moreno at third, Conti at second with 2 out, and Watson takes a ball, 1-1. Kyle pops one up. Third baseman should have it. And makes the catch to retire the side. So that ends the inning as
Way back.
back for the
Back. It's 6-0. Entering in the fourth here. Someone from Secaucus went to the bullpen.
It was, here I got the name right here. It
Meanwhile-
was Brody Burks who headed to the bullpen as Blaze Conti after, what was that, 2 innings later? He's going to chase down the ball, see if it's still there. Interesting, I guess because he had to come up to bat. See if he can find it over there. Of course, Blaze is DHing today. Gales hardly ever bat their pitchers in the lineups, if ever.
I guess because they're a huge roster, but that's Stony Brook game. They should have put in all the younger guys.
Look how big Secaucus' roster is. That's almost as big as ours. Yeah, so Gales just make the decision to keep the pitchers focused on hitting, or pitching rather than hitting. And there's a ball, 2-0 now from Higgins, as Brad begins his 4th inning of work. Higgins in a position where he could go very deep into games. That's foul back, 2-1. That was a good cut there by Pantaleano, the left fielder.
He's not playing.
Conti's still looking for the ball over there. Don't know. I guess he wasn't it. Never would find it. And Higgins fires one in the dirt, and it's 3-1.
We need a kick guy. And we hope to soon get an update from the St. Mary's boys baseball JV team as soon as they come back from their game, which is happening in North Arlington, not Secaucus, just to clarify that for everyone who is currently watching.
Yep. Probably not going to have an update on that game until the game is actually over, as that's ball 4. So Higgins issues his
They should
4th
get there
walk,
early, so that's why.
as Pantaleano walked for the 2nd time.
Walks?
And that'll bring up The catcher,
22.
which is Dean Costantiano. So Dean Costantiano. And a pickoff try there. Close play, and they did not get him. Well, the Gales have picked off three. Well, each of their last two. The Gales picked off a base run each of their last two. David Anderson picked off one 1 week ago today in North Arlington. So the Gales obviously like that pickoff move. Now they're behind by Watson, and Moreno is able to grab it, prevent it from going into right field. So it's 1-1. Costantiano grounded out into a fielder's choice his first time up. So leadoff runner on for Secaucus here in the top of the fourth. And that's a strike, and it's 0-2. 1-2, actually, I think. Coach Nigel Archibald in his now 21st game for the Gales this season. And that's fouled back, and it's still 0-2.
I'm like,
If this was North Arlington, if they had the no netting, it would have hit your phone.
that would be there. I'd be like,
On Park Avenue.
around the corner.
And that's fouled back. Another good cut by Costantiano.
I'm gonna slurp you.
And the curveball fouled, popped up. Higgins says he's got it. Now called off by Moreno, and he makes the grab for the first out.
I thought it slurp.
Bobby, Brad's told me it's a curve. Brad
Yeah,
tells me it's a
slow,
curve.
slow curve.
Yeah,
Slurp.
it is a good one. It's a good one though that he's got. If we win today, I'm gonna ask him about it.
What? No.
Another pickoff try, and not able to get.
I'll do the interview today.
I know. We know. I
know.
I'm forcing Eli to do it today. I'll tell you why when we're off the thing.
Whatever.
Starting to cool down a little bit here. Still very humid, but the sun has been away for quite a while now. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. Curveball high. And it's 3-0? Or 2-1?
Let's say 2-1.
Yeah, we'll see. Brad's already walked 4 in this game. Pickoff try, and Moreno is able to snag that one. Try to pick off Pantaleano there. So 1 out here in the fourth. Gil's looking for a double play here from the pitcher Vega, who walked his first time up. And that's now 3-0. 3-1.
Jeez.
It was a fastball from Higgins. Again, Blaze Conti will get the start
3-0.
tomorrow on the road against St. Joe's for the second game of the county tournament. St. Joe's the 3 seed, St. Mary's the 14. And there's a walk,
There's a walk.
to Vega. That's the 5th walk given up by Higgins here.
And no bullpen action yet for St. Mary's, just to keep in mind.
And Tyler Giordano will come in for a visit. Kyle will stay behind the plate, so just tie for this one. Again, Brock, what's his name?
Birdie?
No, Brody Breckis is in the bullpen right now for Secaucus. We have not seen him exit yet. Interesting, though, that the Gales have their dugout on the left side of the infield. Usually the home teams for baseball have their dugout on the right side of the infield.
I guess because the way the clubhouse is set up.
Yeah, that's probably why.
It doesn't matter. They get the wins done, so it's always what matters.
That's for sure, and that's a ball 1-0 as he comes inside to the other Costantiano. That would be Alex Costantiano. And a swing and a miss. Good sinker by Brad. 1-1. Sagan's working from the stretch here. He's got runners on first and second, 1 out. Looking for a double play here. Gales have done good at turning double plays this year. There's a strike, and it's 1-2. In the game last week's game, the first matchup with Dwight Englewood, the Gales turned 4 double plays in that game. No, sorry, it's the wrong game. It was the actually I forgot which game.
Which one?
The Gales turned 4 double plays in one game, but I forgot.
Northampton.
No, it wasn't North
They
Arlington.
had a lot of double plays in Northampton.
No, it was home.
Harrison?
No,
Lyndhurst,
Not-
Rutherford.
it wasn't Lyndhurst. It wasn't Rutherford.
Bosco Joes.
No, it was a win. I don't think it was Harrison.
Dwight? Dwight?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess it was Dwight Englewood.
If you know any play for anybody who's watching that had what was it?
And
4
that's
double
cracked
plays?
out to left to center field. Arana has a read on it, and he's there for the second out. So Costantiano flies out for the second out.
Let us know the answer to the 4 double play.
So there are now 2 outs here in the fourth, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Vincent Polio. Higgins has struck out 3 so far. All of them have been caught looking strikeouts. So Secaucus still has runners on first and second. Still now 2 outs. Have not seen any bullpen action yet for St. Mary's. We did see. What?
Which I think is interesting to me.
We've seen Brody Burkus head to the bullpen for, and that's popped up. Should be playable for Tyler. Ties under it and makes the grab to retire the side. So Higgins works around a couple base runners in the fourth. Gales lead 6-0 going to the bottom of the fourth.
So something happened that got the
Now batting.
base hit.
0, Jacob
Yep.
Herrera.
Are we back on? All right, sorry about the delay there. Jason Rosado led off with a single. He's been on base now 3 times. He goes on a walk and a throw back to first, and it nearly goes into right field. Catcher Costantino made an errant throw, but a nice play by Loesner to make the play. So Jacob Herrera, who doubled his last time up, takes a ball 2-0. Herrera has struck out looking and doubled. Jake also doubled against
Stevens
Lyndhurst.
is warming up, just so you know.
Oh yeah, he's on
Not in
deck.
the bullpen, but on deck, so he could be.
There goes Rosado from first, and the throw goes to the backstop, so it'll be a stolen base for Jason Rosado. Well, we mentioned Jason's speed before. I haven't seen him steal a ton, but there's a stolen base there. First one of the game for the Gales is, as we mentioned, John Stevens for St. Mary's is on deck, or at least has a bat in his hands, it appears. Stevens is an outfielder. The bottom 3 players in the lineup are all playing the outfield today, so we could see him come in maybe for somebody. We'll just have to see. Again, senior night for the Gales a week from tonight. On May 9th.
It's already that far already. Like,
May 19th against
season.
Paramus. There are 12 seniors on the team, so there's going to be a lot to get to. Of course, for the basketball senior night this year, there's only one senior, Demir Stone. And if we remember that game, he put on a sensational performance as Herrera flies one out to shallow left. That might get down. Nope. As the left fielder, Pantoliano makes the catch for the first out. Yeah,
And
that was a sensational performance by Demir on that night.
So back to the conversation about Demir Stone. Yeah, he did a phenomenal job. And that double overtime game, it was our first solo broadcast, and we really had a lot of fun doing that game. We went extra, I think, that day.
Demir had a triple-double in that game. Ended up
Let's the broadcast.
Ended up getting the buzzer beater in the first overtime to send it in 2 overtimes, which the Gales would eventually win. Of course, then yeah, so that was a great game. Again, we saw John Stevens warming up with the bat. We're not sure if he's on deck or not. We see Xavier Arana warming up with the bat.
My guess is that he'll possibly come in for Blaze.
No, DeGennaro would probably.
For DHing. Possibility. That's a scenario.
I think probably DeGennaro, because DeGennaro's on deck and Stevens is an outfielder. We'll just have to see.
As I mentioned, a lot of seniors leaving. It's hard to go. And as a reminder, join us tomorrow, Saturday. Well, Bobby will have the call for that game. It is at St. Joe's for round 2 of the Bergen County tournament. What?
Wait, what?
Hold on. So they changed it?
Well, the game is against St. Joe's. We're just not sure where it is, so we're trying.
You're right. It is at Ramsey. I messed up.
So it's at Ramsey, but it's against St. Joe's.
Yes. And that is at 3 p.m. So join Bobby there.
Yep. And then we will be back with you guys on Monday.
If they're
For their home. They should be home against Waldwick.
We'll double check.
So 2-2 now to Jose Victorio, 3-2, and he takes a walk. So Victorio now is on base for the 3rd time, hit by a pitch. He's walked twice, and that'll bring up. Yep, they're gonna bring in Jonathan Stevens to bat for Matthew DeGennaro. We're not. For Matt DeGennaro. So Jonathan Stevens will pinch hit for Matt DeGennaro. We don't have a disclosed reason why that happened. Not sure if it's an injury related or just the strategy here from Coach Nigel.
I think it's possibly the strategy. They got to play these guys eventually. I mean, it's their senior year, last game's coming up, and they ain't going to play them tomorrow. I doubt it, and they ain't going to play anytime soon during the playoffs is my prediction. Of course, could be wrong, but just trying to give them the experience and time that they deserve.
And a throw to second, and I don't know what the pitcher is thinking there. Rosado's standing at second, and he throws the ball. That could have gone into center field. So again, Gales have Rosado at second, Victorio at first with 1 out, and Stevens grounds 1 foul. So DeGennaro finishes off his day 2 for 2, 2 base hits, drove in 1. So 2-1 now to Stevens with runners at first and second, and he takes one the other way. It'll go foul, and it's 2-2. Another call there from the umpire. This umpire has been very enthusiastic today with his calls. A busy day here at Sheridan. Again, a great showing today from the Gales.
And Secaucus.
Yeah, Secaucus as well.
Nice, somewhat warm day.
And a pretty crowd over there at the basketball courts in the back. See, looks like we're going to have some Little League action in the back. So, full house here today at Sheridan. So 2-2 now to Stevens. And he struck him out with a high breaking ball.
We'll be back in a second.
That's just the second strikeout for Vega.
Here you go.
So now 2 outs. I'll bring up Xavier Arana. X drove in one of the runs in the third with an RBI single. He has also been swinging a hot bat lately, with Ty, the leadoff guy, waiting on deck. Gales have runners on first and second in a 6-0 game. Still no action for the Gales bullpen, so Brad Higgins will come back for the 5th inning. Again, I'm obviously assuming nothing injury-wise happens to him. Again, great showing here today for both sides.
Donnie Mill, the catcher, has his equipment on, so it is a possibility that we could see somebody.
Yeah, we might get somebody. Sure. We'll see who goes. I was not told of any.
We're not told exactly if anybody who would come in.
I could see maybe David.
Would be one of those bench players possibly coming in.
As they walk Arana, and that'll load the bases for Ty, the leadoff guy. Here we go.
My guess is it could be Joey Chavasa. I mean, he's only.
You always think it's him.
I know, because he never plays. It's just a guess.
We'll see. Jacob.
We have a pitching change here. We'll pause there for a moment, and we'll see the new pitcher is in just a moment. So the pitching change has been made for Secaucus. Number 7 is back, and now he'll be over.
It is Brody Burks.
Brody Burks. As number 3, Tyler Giordano, Ty, the leadoff guy, is up bat next.
Ty, the leadoff guy, or Ty, the great eye?
Ty, the great eye. That's another.
Because of how good of an eye he has at the plate.
True. Yep.
Bobby even likes that one. I'm looking at him right now.
A Little League action happening to the straight ahead of us. Of course, St. Mary's boys volleyball team took the win today. We'll hope to see JV Baseball come here very shortly with the final score of their game. We'll provide it to you, of course, live on the air as soon as it is brought up to us.
Here we go.
In the meantime, Ty, the leadoff guy, and Jack.
Well, good slurve there from the new pitcher, Brody Burks, and it's 0-1. So let's see if we get which version of Ty we get. Ty, the leadoff guy, or Ty, the great eye? Not sure. I think I like Ty the leadoff guy better, but I think Green Knight is a fitting one too. That goes to the backstop, and no advancement from Rosado. Josh Marino is on deck with Blaze Conti in the hole. By the way, if you just heard that thump, that was Eli's phone.
My bad.
Yeah. So let's see what Ty can do here.
I was trying to get some.
And did it hit him? Yep. It hit him. And that'll force in a run. Rosado comes in to score. Everybody else move up a base. So a painful RBI there for Tyler Giordano as he gets hit by the pitch. But it's 7-0 now, Gales.
Okay.
All right, so the base is still loaded as Giordano gets hit by the pitch as he drives in his second run. It'll be up to now Josh Moreno to keep the inning alive. Base is still loaded. And that comes high, 1-0.
Base is still loaded.
Herrera at third. Arana. Oh, wait. No.
Arana, Victorio, 6.
Victorio at
Victorio, Arana, and Giordano. And
Josh fouls one off. That'll go well into the yard. Might hit the house. So, Victorio at third. Arana at second. Giordano at first with 2 outs. Josh has sacrifice flied. He's been hit by a pitch. And he's singled. The Gales have been hit now by 3 pitches already in this game. And Josh hits one out to left. That should be playable. Yep. And that retires the side. But the Gales get one more on a hit by pitch to Tyler Giordano. And it's 7-0 Gales going to the top of the 5th. Back for the top of the 5th. Bright Higgins back to the mound for the Gales. In this 7-0 game. As we'll go back to the top of the order for Giovanni Pagan. Takes one outside, ball 1. Pagan is flied out and struck out. As Secaucus begins their 3rd time around the batting order. See some light tossing over here from, I think, maybe a pitcher. Well, we're not sure. We just saw a pitching change for Secaucus as Brody Burks came in. And that's drilled foul. And that's going to might hit a car. Well, we didn't hear any noises, so hopefully everything's okay over there. Let's see if we get somebody to go chase that one. Maybe I'll go chase it. It's going to be Jesus Bautista. See if he finds that one. That's outside, 2-1.
There's 2 out there. Like,
Good luck.
And that's fouled back as it gets stuck in the netting. It's the first one we've seen get stuck up there today. And it's 2-2. Counts wrong. It says 3-1. I believe it's 2. It might be 3-2. I think it's 2-2 though.
Keeping a pitch count. We gotta keep.
Well, Higgins has been great today, except for the walks. He's walked 5.
5-9 now for both seasons. We gotta start the next year. Start the count.
Curveball, ball 4. So 6th walk given up now by Higgins. So he's given up 6 walks, but he's only given up 2 hits in this game. See if Jesus can find that one. And he chops one to the right side. Higgins off the mound and fielded, makes the light toss to Moreno, and it's in time for the first out. So 1-3 on the putout as Westmer grounds out. And now 1 out in the inning as Pagan goes down to second. So that'll bring up Steven Vega, now the third baseman, who has singled and walked in his 2 at-bats. Secaucus looking to break through here in the 5th. Sorry about the little pause in action there as the sun comes back out.
Nothing. No luck.
Like, you out there now, but Chris,
Just say it, pal.
And that's low, 2-1.
Someone left their phone over there on the grass.
Okay. I guess yeah, we'll leave it here. I guess. Thank you.
what was it?
It was like over there, like by like where they practice. I don't know if it's the other teams or not, but it was just on the ground.
All right. Thank you.
Pick-off try there, and they are not able to get Pagan.
Okay.
So again, John Stevens replaces Matt DeGennaro out in left field. Every other play position remains the same for the Gales as they lead this game 7-0. Despite 6 walks to shoot from Bradley Higgins, but he has been tremendous other than that as he's given up only 2 hits. Curveball that somehow misses, and it's 3-0.
I'll give it to him and then
See if we get some bullpen action here, or at least a visit. I think if we see a walk here, we'll get a visit. And there's a strike, a late strike call, 3-1. And he grounds one to short. Giordano has it. And that's the second out. As Vega grounds out to short for the second out. As that'll move Pagan over to third. And that'll bring up the cleanup batter, Zach Mikalkovich. And a swing and a miss there on a high fastball from Higgins, 0-1.
Yeah, well, you tell them to change it again.
Oh, high to 1-1. And that's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Fastball there from Higgins. So now Higgins a strike away from getting out of it. Brad has struck out 3 so far. And to the backstop, it did not hit him. How did he get out of the way of that one? So now 2-2 to Secaucus.
The Eagles have to be mindful here of that scoring position available at third base right now with the 2 outs in play. 2-2 count.
Not going to matter as he gets Secaucus looking at the fastball. 4th strikeout for Higgins. 7-0 going to the bottom of the 5th. Here we go. Bobby, does that graphic go off automatically?
No, I'll get to it.
All right. Back for the bottom of the 5th here in Rutherford. Blaze Conti will lead off for the Gales. Blaze is 2 for 3, doubled, singled, and flied out.
Sorry about the music.
All right, and we do want to mention for the Gales that we did see Jose Victorio head to the bullpen. We'll see if
If they need it.
yeah, I think they're going to keep Higgins in there.
If they get 3 more runs, it's over.
Yeah, true. We'll see what happens. And there's a high breaking ball that misses for nothing for 1-0.
I know.
As Brody Burks begins his 2nd inning of work. And Kati drives one out to deep right field. That'll be playable for
Done talking.
Constantiano, and he makes the grab for the 1st out. Yeah, Eli, don't talk about that again, because it'll never happen.
I noticed.
So now Kyle Watson will come up to bat. Oh, Kyle expressed frustration after that last at bat. He's been in a bit of a slump lately, but he's been getting encouragement from his teammates. Ty telling him, just to, settle in, be able to see the ball. Of course, he's still catching a great game there behind home plate, but he's just got to get it going offensively. He's been dropped down to the 4-hole today. And he cracks one to second. And that'll be playable for Secaucus for the 2nd out. So Watson is 0 for 4. So he pops out for the 2nd time.
I seriously gotta stop talking. No update yet on the JV score. As soon as we have it, we'll provide it to you right on the air, as always.
And did that hit him? Yep. Rosado is now on base for the 4th time. Jason Rosado has walked, singled twice, and now he's been hit by a pitch. That's the fourth batter of this game to get hit for the Gales. As Jose Victorio has emerged from the bullpen. We'll see if they make a pitching change. Higgins has gotten his pitch count up a bit because of the 7 walks.
might be up,
Maybe.
that's
There goes Rosado to second, and nobody was covering the bag. So,
Lucky there.
a mistake there from the Secaucus defense, and Rosado has his second stolen base of the game. As Jacob Herrera at bat, Jose Victorio on deck. And he fouls one off. 0-2. Jake has struck out, doubled, and flied out in this game. And Herrera grounds one foul. To Herrera. And he grounds one foul. Bottom of the 5th here. And Tyler Giordano goes for a little sprint down the third base line.
And the wait for him.
Never seen that from Ty before. Maybe he does it, I just never noticed it.
I guess they just need everybody to just keep moving.
And Herrera grounds one off the pitcher, and he'll go into center field for a hit. That'll bring Rosado around third. And it's now 8-0 Gales. So an RBI single for Jacob Herrera. His first run driven into this game. And the Gales now lead this one 8-0. And Jose Victoria was going to bat. Now he is. We're just waiting.
Pause.
Are we gonna get a pinch hitter? Oh my God! All right, go.
Dwelvis
Is it off?
Anderson. Yeah,
Is it on?
Dwelvis Anderson is up bad. His name is David Anderson, but Adam Lopez, our new PA announcer, decides to have a little fun, I guess you could say.
Well, David pitched a tremendous game last Tuesday against Lyndhurst. 6 innings, gave up just 1 run. Did not win that game, but pitched phenomenal, kept them in it, and ended up winning the game as a throw behind, and Herrera gets back safely. Now, David hit a home run in the first game against Secaucus this year. Bobby had the call on that one. I looked online. It was a 258-foot shot to left field. And
Hit him.
did it hit him?
I thought it did.
I guess it went behind him, and it's 2-0. Gales have already gotten hit by 4 pitches today. That matches the amount they got hit against Harrison. Nope, just a ball. Well, Brad Higgins, we're looking off. Looks like he is gonna come in. That gets away. Herrera tries to go down to second, and he is gonna be tagged out there. So Herrera tried to go to second, and an 8-0 game gets thrown out, and that'll end the inning. But the Gales get another run in on an RBI single from Jacob Herrera. 8-0 going to the top of the 6th. Brad Higgins will return. Oh, they just moved it around, I guess.
Welcome back, folks. Some updates here. Jose Victorio is now up now pitching, for St. Mary's as Bradley Higgins' night is over. In the meantime, James Gregg is taking over first base now for Herrera, which I believe is at first today.
Yep.
Jack?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
No, Moreno was at first.
Marino.
Yep. Herrera's at third.
I don't have the roster in front of me. Jack has it, so
I'm
whatever.
trying to figure out who came out of this game.
Who is he?
No, hang on. I'm trying to see, because if they brought Greg in, they took Higgins, I guess. I guess that's who you consider they took out. All right. Yep. So Eli mentioned.
Higgins went out. They put Jose in for him, and they replaced Greg for him.
Victoria's last outing came last week against Harrison. And that's the line right to short, and a tough hop for Giordano, and he'll go into left field for a base hit.
Johnny Briggs Classic. He came in.
Didn't pitch.
No. Yeah, he did.
No, Herrera pitched.
No.
I don't even know. All right, well, Eli's going to fight me on that one. We'll see. We're going to fight on the Devils, too, because the Devils,
All right,
we
whatever,
mentioned it,
Jack.
they got eliminated last night by the Carolina Hurricanes.
They tried it. I'm proud.
Well, yeah, they're a young team, but they lost in 5 games as the Hurricanes.
Rangers coach fine. That's all that matters.
Rangers coach stinks anyways, and we're glad as that's fouled, and... Alright, didn't hear a sound, so hopefully does not hit a car out there.
I'm challenging. I'm challenging.
Alright, so Eli's gonna chat, because he has this whole buck and everything. See if he can actually find a pickoff try, and a nice grab there by Greg.
Don't get me wrong. I'm finding it.
Alright, we'll have to see as they're gonna send, looks like they're gonna send Joey Chavasta to get the ball. Nope. Actually, never mind. Yep, he's gonna go get that one. That's a ball, and it's 2-1.
I have him. 1 second. Cranford game.
Cranford, you said Stony Brook. That's why, because I wasn't
Close
there.
enough.
Whatever, Eli. Alright, so Victoria gives out the leadoff base runner, base hit to Pantoliano. See if Joey can find that ball. Blaze Conti, Jesus Bautista did not have any luck in finding balls. That's speaking of balls, that's a ball right there. 2-1.
Cranford, Stony Brook. The point is he played. That's the point.
And that's ball 4. So back-to-back base runners given up by Victorio, and Secaucus will get 2 on with nobody out for Vega. Vega. Or are they going to bring the pitcher in to hit? Oh, this must be the pitcher. Yep, they're going to pinch it for Vega. It'll be the pitcher, Brody Brex, to come in.
But didn't Irwana pitch that game? Stony Brook?
Brody Burks, I'm sorry.
I know Bradley started, but then they changed. 'Cause I know he played Cranford because I have it here. The point is he played Cranford. It wasn't Harrison, so I was right about that. He did play within the week.
Goodness me. All right.
It's okay.
Well, Jose in a bit of a jam here. He's got runners on first and second with nobody out.
It's okay to have a little bit of fun trying to debate
So
about
Brody Burks comes up.
We've been debating about the Devils a lot. And
Yeah, well,
right,
they're eliminated
About
now,
that.
so they have no relevance.
I know, Jack. You were right. But the more positive thing is the schedule came out for the NFL last night.
Yes.
We're gonna try to have a podcast with that, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Stay tuned for possibly next week. We're gonna see if we can get a podcast. We'll talk about,
NFL schedule.
Obviously certain teams. Talk about the international series, Black Friday game, new rules this year with cross flexing, with AFC road games no longer belonging to CBS and NFC road games no longer belonging to Fox.
Yep.
Have all of that hopefully next week for a podcast for you guys.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, and there's a walk, and that'll load the bases.
DeGennaro heads to the bullpen.
Oh, I didn't even know he pitches. All right, so Matt DeGennaro
Right.
will head to the
They
bullpen.
pulled out Bradley Higgins early. He didn't allow a run in. Now the bases are loaded with no outs.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Unless
they
you
took.
don't get a double play. Okay, so now I do admit that I think this was a wrong decision.
Yeah. So now.
Any luck?
No luck. So, now for the third time in this game, we've had an unsuccessful foul ball hunt. No matter who the Gales send out to find those balls, they just can't find them. Give it about, I mean, they do give it about like 5 minutes or so, and then they just give up.
Price Right Loser music up on here. We need that graphic up. For the unsuccessful attempts.
So, anyways, let's hope there are no more foul balls in this game because the Gales can't find them.
There was just one now.
There is
not out of the park foul ball, but
There's now been 8 walks given up by Gales pitching in this game. That's a ball, 2-1. So Victoria is struggling here in the top of the 6th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Brad Higgins out of the game. Bit of a curious decision there from Coach Nigel. I mean, I trust whatever I would trust whatever he does, but and a swing and a miss, 2-2.
this is one of those things I did not trust in taking. I'll be completely honest.
Actually, 9 walks now for Gale pitching.
Wow.
Or 8. No, 8. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. All right. It's a ball and
Full, should be full.
so again, DeGennaro is in the bullpen now. We have not seen him pitch this year, so it might just be for some work, stuff like that.
Or could be coming at me.
Swing and a miss, he struck him out, and that's the first out of the inning. So first strikeout for Victoria, he gets Constantiano for the first out.
Anything is possible. You do need the time and the practice, and you know, in a game like today, you might want to put in those guys that may have no experience when it comes to pitching, because why not? Go for it. We have one out.
And that's grounded slowly to short. Giordano will have to go to second with it. He'll get the force
No,
there, but it
error.
goes into right field. That'll
Two
bring
runs
in
will
2 runs, and it's 2. And Secaucus gets 2 runs in the 6th, and it's 8-2 now, St. Mary's. So it'll be an error on. I think they'll call it on Tyler Giordano for the error there. So it'll be an A6, a throwing error. Secaucus gets 2 runs, have runners at first and second. It was just going to be, they weren't going to turn double play, but they would have at least gotten the second out. But instead now, still, so it's 8-2 now. First and second, 1 out.
Scoreboard has no update yet on the runs. I thought we saw 2.
High fly ball
That
to
should be
short, and comes Stevens, and it drops.
Wow.
Nobody caught it. They're going to try to go to third for the out, and they will.
Get him. It should be successful.
Nope. The ball was dropped. So the bases are loaded. Well, that ball hit into shallow left field. Giordano thought Arana was calling him off. Arana thought Stevens was calling him off. It ended up being a Bermuda Triangle out there, and it ends up being a pop fly single for Pagan, and the bases are loaded once again.
Silly mistakes, but they'll bounce back eventually. Still some more action for DeGennaro. We'll see if he comes in for possibly the 7th. I mean, top of 6th here. I mean, the Gales need, I believe, 4 runs now.
So that'll bring up Lewesner now to the plate. Joe Lewesner takes a strike, 0-1. Good pitch by Victorio. So 2 runs in on the inning as 2 mistakes by the Gales defense. First, a throwing error from Tyler Giordano, and then a pop fly single for the leadoff guy, Pagan, as that's foul back, and Victorio has an 0-2 count now. And he bounces 1 foul.
It is 8-2.
Yep. So 1-2. Curveball way outside, 2-2. So 2-2 from Victorio to Lewesner. And he comes up high, and now it's a full count. And that's foul back. And that's grounded down to first. They'll go through for a base hit. 1 run will score. Around third is the second runner. He'll score a 2-run single, and a runner goes down to third, and it's now 8-4.
All right,
So a 2-run signal for Lewesmer, and it's now 8-4 Gales here in the 6th.
All right, where is Coach Nigel? What's the decision? This is,
So again,
very
the decision to take out
Very
Brad
important.
Higgins for Jose Victorio has cost the Gales here.
4 runs. I am shockingly disappointed right now.
Shockingly disappointed. Oh my God.
Yep.
All right.
Shocked it happened and disappointed because it should have never happened.
All right. Well, to say disappointed is a little stretch on a broadcast, but whatever.
Whatever.
No, just I would say more so like unexpected. You know. As long as these kids, you know, work hard, try their
They do
best,
work hard, they're
and
trying their best.
I'm never disappointed in them. You know, if they
No,
work
you can't
hard.
agree. Yeah, I have to agree with that 100%. Just like I said.
That's foul back, and it's 0-2. So Victorio ahead in the count 0-2. That's foul back off the top of the netting. Hit the metal part of the structure. Curveball in there, strike 3 called, and the runner will steal second, so it'll be a strike amount and a stolen base for Lewesner. So Victorio has his second strikeout, and now 2 outs with runners at second and third, and it'll be up to the cleanup hitter, Zach Mikalkovich. See, the umpire had some words with Coach Nigel over there. The umpire pleading his case to the Gales. It'll be up to again Zach no, this is a pinch hitter. I'm not sure who this is. It's 24. Let's see who this
24?
is. Yep, there is no 24.
24.
Great. All right, we're not.
The back?
It's gonna be hard to see because of that blue thing, but yeah. The dirt, 2-0. We saw Matt DeGennaro warming up in the bullpen. Actually, he's not exited. Jose's struggling in this inning, and now he's giving up another walk. That's the
That was Leon.
Leon. Okay, Leon. So that is Santino.
Santino.
Leon with the walk there. Bases are loaded now. The tying run, crazy enough, has now come to bat with Pantaleano coming up to the plate. The Gales have now walked 9 batters in this game. So that's foul back, 0-1. So all of a sudden, this game, this game has become a bit nervous now for the Gales. You know, Gales beat Secaucus soundly 10-2 last game, but they've given up 4 in the 6th. And that's a ball, 1-1. Jesus Bautista is swinging a bat. The dugout. We've not seen Jesus play over this week. We saw him foul pitch get maybe a lower body injury in that game against North Arlington. Came out of the game. We've only seen him in one game since on Sunday against Stony Brook, and Jose is pumped about that pitch. And it's now 1-2. Victoria looking to get out of this thing. It's been a rough one for Jose. Surprised you haven't seen a visit yet from Kyle or Tyler or Nigel. And the curveball misses, and it's 2-2. How about that?
Diamond Mill, the catcher, was looking just in case for the change.
Jose was walking toward the dugout. He thought that was strike 3. So it's 2-2. And now he misses, and it's a full count.
Wow.
Well, if Michalkovic or Pantiliano was able to walk here driving a run, that would bring the go-ahead run to bat here in the 6th. This has been
I wouldn't be surprised if pitch change happens.
ground chopper to third, and it'll go foul. All right. Runners will all go back. Torio in a tight spot here now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Still 8-4 Gales. Tying run at bat in Pantiliano. It was 8-0 Gales coming into the top of this inning. So all of a sudden, you know, a once sound game has now turned into a bit of a nervous one for the Gales. I mean, a base hit here could make this a 2-run game. And he walked him, and that'll force in a run. 10th walk given up today by Gales pitching. And it's 8-5 now, and the go-ahead run is going to come up to bat.
And we have an update from JV Baseball. JV has lost 8-3. At least they got the 3 runs in.
I don't know why we have not seen a mound visit. This feels like a good time for one. Goodness, this has been
One hard one.
Yeah, well, Gales made a couple errors defensively. Throwing error by Giordano, a mistake in the outfield. Should have had. Again, there are still 2 outs. Gales are just looking to get out of this inning, and that's chopper to short. Giordano has it. He's got to go to first with it, and it's not in time. And 2 runs are going to score, and it's 8-7.
Wow, that is. You just gave up 7 runs in 1 inning. That's incredible.
And now the go-ahead runs are on base. Well, Coach Nigel made the decision to take Higgins out after 5. It has not worked out. Jose Victoria has given up 7 runs here in the top of the 6th, and it is a 1-run game. All of a sudden, a 1-0 game.
The tables have turned.
They sure have. Gales have had 2 grinded out wins over these last.
Nigel. Coach Nigel.
Where?
He's heading out of the dugout.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. You got DeGeneres, who's been down there in the bullpen for a while. I mean, this would be a historic blown lead if the Gales were able to. They still have 4 outs to get. They'll come up to bat in the bottom of the 6th. But all of us, that's bounced 2-0. Well, I don't know why we have.
Coach.
Yeah, this is. All right, we're gonna. I love Coach. I think he makes great decisions, but I don't know why you're taking this long to visit a pitcher now who's given up 7 runs, struggled to find the strike zone. And we see Don Mealy heading out of the bullpen now. We'll see if DeGeneres comes out, and Victoria's going to stay in, though, in a 2-0 count. There are a lot.
Great conversation. I wonder what that was really.
Runners will go back. This has turned into a very nervous game now for the Gales. It was 8-0 just a minute ago. Feel like just a minute ago. All of a sudden now it's 8-7, and the Gales. I mean, again, this is about like 1/14 of the whole game, but it's felt like the whole game now. 3-0. Goodness. Wow. The Gales walk a batter here. That'll be their 11th walk. Wow. There's a strike, 3-1. Gales just looking to get out of this inning. It'd be interesting to see what Coach has to say to his players after this game. Once 8-0 lead has now become an 8-7 game. That's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And are we gonna get a pitching change? They're will we see the pitching coach? All right. Well, that is now 4. So that the 7 hole in the lineup now is not walked 4 times. So now 4, 7, 10. There's been 11 walks now for the Gales in this game. Jose Victorio has been.
During the same inning.
Yep, all 7 in the 6th. It's a ball, 1-0.
Time blew again. He's done.
Yeah, they're gonna take Jose out, I think. Here, this is. Looks like we got a pitching change coming here. They're gonna bring Dijon. And I think so. Yep. Yep. Jose is done after 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 7 runs.
And here comes Matthew DiGennaro.
He's still responsible for the runners on 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. 8-7. All of a sudden, it's 8-7 Gales now in the 6th.
We'll be back.
All right, well, we're back with Matt DiGennaro warming up. Skills still lead 8-7. All 7 runs for the Patriots have come in here in the top of the 6th. They've got the bases loaded, 2 out, a 1-0 count as Matt DiGennaro comes in to pitch after Jose Victorio 7 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Well, this whole year, this feels right now, this one inning has been the darkest times for St. Mary's this year. I mean, it feels crazy to say they're still leading. I mean, they have just had a dreadful inning. Bobby headed over to go see Coach Nigel for possibly to see, what's going on. So it's going to be up to DiGennaro now to keep this lead intact. Still 4 outs to get for the Gales, and it's a 1-run game and a 1-0 count. Boy, this is quite amazing. But I mean, you got to give credit to Secaucus for being down 8-0, being able to grind back like that, get all these big 2-out. Give up all these big 2-out hits. And it's popped up. Giordano has it. Side retired. But Secaucus scores 7 in the top of the 6th. And all of a sudden, this is now an 8-7 game.
back after a rough inning for the Gales. They still have the lead 8-7 with Jose Victorio up bat now. JV has just returned 8-3 with the final score in that game. That was a loss. We just spoke to Coach D'Alessandro during the break. He said they pitched well but couldn't get a hit. That they played well. Thank you, Nigel, for not Nigel, David D'Alessandro, for that information provided here. And the Gales need runs badly now.
Yeah.
Still not going to the bottom of the sixth. And no, Herrera is now going to the bullpen.
Looks like he's gonna close. All right. Well, Gales need a run here. They're gonna have they have the bottom of the order coming up. So you got Victorio, Stevens, and Arana here in the bottom of the sixth. Maybe not. Swing. He goes around. Nothing in one. And that's a strike, and it's 0-2. Well, all the momentum right now is in the direction of to the right of us in Secaucus. 7 runs in the top of the sixth. Gales will have 3 outs to get. Jacob Herrera has headed to the bullpen. Looks like they're going to try to bring him in to close. And he gets him looking, so Victorio strikes out in 3 pitches. And that's just the 3rd strikeout today for Secaucus pitching. Well, coach trying to, get his players back in their game. All right, we'll see. All right, we're going to see DeGennaro come back in now to hit. They'll put him back in. This is just, even if the Gales win this game, obviously there's going to be that weird feeling in the clubhouse either way. DeGennaro takes the ball 1-0. There's a ball. 2-0. Gales just trying to win this one, They've still got 3 outs to get. They're trying to get an insurance run here in the 6th. And looks like, again, Jacob Herrera will likely close the game out, and there's a 3-0 count now. And DeGennaro takes a walk. Well, it is very silent now here at Sheridan.
Your pickleball going on at the right-hand side of the basketball court.
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, again, they're a completely different feeling now here at Sheridan. Very silent on the left side. Secaucus will have one more chance in the top of the 7th. And Arana fouls one off, 0-1. JV has arrived back after their 8-3 loss against North Arlington. Swing and a miss as that gets to his backstop. DeGennaro will not go to second, though. Again, backstop here is not very big, so it's hard to advance a base on those pass balls. Tyler Giordano is on deck. He'd be the guy you want if you want to get one of these insurance run in. But X has been swinging the bat great though lately, with DeGennaro at first, and it's in the dirt. Again, as I mentioned, it looks like we're gonna have Jacob Herrera come in and try to close this game, unless they leave DeGennaro in. But we saw Herrera going there rather quickly, so we assume that it will be him to try to close this one out. There goes DeGennaro, and that's fouled off down the right field line. It'll go into the houses. Again, we want to congratulate the boys volleyball team for winning their senior night tonight against, who do they play?
I believe Lyndhurst.
Lyndhurst, okay. Yep, so congrats to them. Obviously, you know, JV, tough loss today. There goes DeGennaro again, and the throw to second will be not in time. It's a stolen base for DeGennaro, and that puts a runner in scoring position.
Well needed.
Yeah.
Who's up at?
Well, Rana, Giordano's on deck. X fouls that one back. X fouls that one off, and it'll hit the roof. Yep, and bounce over. See who the Gales send to go get this ball, and it's gonna be
Nobody.
for now nobody. We'll get somebody though. Stevens heads. I don't. Nope. Clubhouse. He doesn't have his hat on. I don't think he's going to. I think he's just going down there for stretches. Yeah. So still 0-2 to Arana with DeGennaro at second. And that's in the dirt, and
You walk.
walk him. So Gales get 2 base runners
Back and
on.
forth.
And time for Ty, the leadoff guy.
But this is exactly where you want. Ty the leadoff guy. Here's where he can pull in the magic and try to change this game up a little bit.
Ty is 1 for 2. He's tripled. He's popped out. He's had a sacrifice fly, and he's been hit by a pitch. So very diverse day for him at the plate. He's got runners at first and second. Ty takes in the dirt, and the runners will not advance. And time will be called as we'll get a visit, as the whole Secaucus infield will come in for a visit. And that's away, 2-0. See if the Gales can get the momentum back here in the bottom of the 6th. Gave up Jose Victorio, 7 runs there on the top of the 6th. Not the outing he was looking for. And Ty takes a strike. That was outside, but called a strike. And that's in the dirt, and it's 3-1. Secaucus pitcher getting a little frustrated with himself. He's got to stay in it, though. You know, you want to keep this a 1-run game. Your offense has the momentum. You don't want to give the Gales runs right back here. So 3-1 to Giordano with Moreno on deck. And Ty fouls that one off. That'll go into the houses. We'll hit the barn. Yep. Oh, right off it. There go the runners, and Ty grounds one toward the hole. That'll go through for a base hit. DeGennaro around third. He'll come in to score. Going to third is X. He'll make it in safely, and the ball roll in the infield. That'll allow Giordano going down to second. So an RBI single for Ty, the leadoff guy, and the Gales get their insurance run. It's 9-7.
Well deserved, and of course, the right person to do it. Ty the leadoff guy.
Well, that's gonna make. We're gonna get a pinch runner. Nope, just the equipment. No, for Giordano.
Oh.
No, I thought he was coming out. All right, so the Gales get the run back. It's 9-7. Now with Josh Moreno coming up to bat. He's got runners at second and third, 2 outs. Moreno is 1 for 2. Singled, flied out, sacrifice fly, and hit by pitch. So almost the same line as Ty has. Both similar. And Josh drives one out to left center field. That'll get the run in at least. And it'll be caught for the second out, but tagging at third is X. He'll come in to score. And it's 10-7 St. Mary's. So Moreno does his job with his second sacrifice fly of the game. And the Gales now lead at 10-7 here in the 7th. So now 2 in the inning with Giordano at second, and it'll bring up Blaze Conti. Curveball drills him in the helmet. That'll send Blaze down to first. That's the 5th batter now to get hit in this game for the Gales.
And they'll put runners at first and second.
Yep. So now runners at first and second.
And Herrera's coming out of the bullpen.
Yep, he's due up in a couple spots. Kai, well, this would be a great time for Kyle Watson to break out of his slump. We saw Jason Rosado do a similar thing last Tuesday against Lyndhurst. Runners on first and second trying to drive in some more runs as the Gales have gotten 2 runs home here in the 6th. And he fouls one back. Good cut there, 0-1. Coach Nigel offering some words of advice. Wide open hole on the right side for Watson. And it's inside 2-0. Thought maybe that clipped him, but it ends up not hitting him. That would have been the 6th batter to get hit by the Gales. Instead, it's a 1-1 count. And it's fouled back, and it's 1-2. Looks like the Gales are going to bring in Jacob Herrera to close out this one. Right now, it's a save opportunity. If the Gales can get another run in here, it would not be a save opportunity. So Watson down the count, 1-2. And that's in the dirt. There goes Giordano to the third. The throw is in time, and Giordano is safe as the ball goes into left field, and that'll allow Ty to come in and score. And it's 11-7 Gales now. So an error on the catcher, allowing the ball to go into left field. Ty comes in to score. 3 runs in now for the Gales, and it's 11-7. This is one of the strangest games we've seen the whole year. 8 Gales dominated the first 5. Secaucus comes back with 7 in the 6th, but the Gales now responded with 3 in this bottom of the frame.
It's been an incredible game and very back and forth.
And it's away, and it's a full count.
And hopefully, whoever comes to pitch in this last inning will do it for the Gales and bring home the RW for the day. Heading to St. Joe's tomorrow. Again, that
so now
broadcast
2-2
time is
to
3
Watson
p.m.
with Blaze at second.
Ramsey versus St. Joe's.
And he struck him out. Curveball. And that'll end the inning. But the Gales bring in 3 in the inning. They lead 11-7. Going to top of 7. It'll be Jacob Herrera to close it out.
Welcome back. 11-7 is your score. The Gales have the lead, but Secaucus
Is battling back.
is battling back here, having opportunities here.
For-
As a reminder, join Bobby tomorrow for round 2 of the Bergen County Tournament when the Gales take on St. Joseph's Montville in Ramsey, 3 p.m. tomorrow, or you can watch it right here on the channels below.
Matt DeGennaro is looking to get the final 3 outs for the Gales. He fires a breaking ball for a ball 1-0. Well, it was a very quiet Secaucus bench for the first 5. They have gotten their voice back in the 6th.
Yeah. See here.
That's
Papa
flied
Pie.
out to left. That's pretty deep. And back goes Victorio to make the grab for the first out. So 1 out now in the 7th. That'll bring up Giovanni Pagan as Secaucus begins their 5th time around the order.
Yep.
Now down to their final 2 outs. DeGennaro has retired the first 2 he's faced. We got a quick Giordano and Victorio go out for a quick meeting. Gales looking to win, improve to 15-6 on the season. There's a strike, 0-1. Well, no matter what happens with these final 2 outs, you know they're gonna have a talk about what happened in that 6th inning. Not just Jose Victorio struggling, but the incident in left field, the throwing error by Giordano, which would have maybe turned a double play, but probably not. A couple of balls that were just not read well. Ground ball to third. Herrera has it, and he boots it. And that'll allow Pagan to reach safely. So it'll be an error on Jacob Herrera. It'll go down as an E5. That's the 2nd error in this game for the Gales. And that gets Secaucus a runner on first with 1 out. There goes the runner from first. It's inside, and it hit him. It hit him, and that'll put a runner on first. Well, now the Patriots need just 1 more base runner to get the tying run to bat. Steven Vega now. Runners on first and second. Gales looking to close this one out with a double play.
That would be really great, and just to get the spirit of the crowd.
There goes the runner from second, and there will be no throw. And now the runner will break for second and make it safely. So that takes the double play out of order. And now, Gales, in a 4-run game, Gales will keep their infield back because these 2 runs don't matter. It's these next 2. It's the 2 runs after that do matter more. Swing and a miss. Good curveball from DeGennaro. Again, the Patriots need just 1 more base runner to get the tying run to bat. Ground ball to third. That'll hold the runner. Herrera makes the play for the second out. Here comes the runner to third. The throw is in time, and he is out, and the game is over. A terrible base running decision there by Giovanni Pagan to end the game, and the Gales win a strange one here in Rutherford, 11-7.
Well, as they watch the clap out go out, reminder, join us tomorrow for the Gales taking on St. Joseph Montville at Ramsey, 3 p.m. Bobby will have the call. From Jack Riz, I'm Elijah Weintraub. Thanks for joining us from Sheridan Field. Me and Jack will see you all on Monday. Good night.